Hey guys, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back today with a brand new video. And today I am going to go into recreating a specific person, what it takes, and then just some tips and tricks that I have seen clients and myself that have been successful on recreating a person in their reality. And also just some general manifestation tips today and answering some questions that I have been asked a lot about quantum reality, about what's going on in the physical reality and how is it an illusion. All right. So before I get started, all the links to booking sessions with me, as well as grabbing my currently on sale hypnosis affirmation audios, they're all in the description box below. And please like, share, and let us know what you're manifesting in the comments. That would be very fun. Okay. So as everybody knows that watches this channel, we focus a lot on helping people manifest specific people, which is a specific person, which can be anybody. It can be your dog, your cat, your boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be a husband, wife, anybody recreating a person, or I guess an animal could be a person. Okay. So the success story also that I want to share today is about a person that didn't know that she was creating her reality, and then she figured out that she was, and that was the biggest key, biggest aspect, biggest point to her being successful in recreating the guy, in this case, who was her husband at the time. They had become estranged. They were talking about having a divorce, the big D, and she really turned things around by focusing on herself and doing a bunch of things that we helped figure out together, and she implemented. Okay, so let's talk about this. What does it take to recreate someone? Why is it possible? How is it possible? And then how is the best way that you can go about it? Okay. So this client, as an example, when she first started doing coaching with me, she was doing a lot of affirmations that she had heard and taken from YouTube, TikTok, things like that. And that were mainly about self-concept, we could say, that were, I am amazing, I am magnificent, I am so loved, I'm great, I'm a master manifester, okay? But she wasn't seeing a lot of movement with her guy. What she was seeing was that she was feeling better. She was getting deals, like she was getting lots of good things happening on all areas besides her love life. And I said, okay, so that's great, but we have to change the story and change our thoughts about him. Specifically, it's not enough. Yes, you changing your concept of you is so integral. I'm not saying it's not. It's the biggest component to changing your reality, changing your relationship, recreating anybody in your reality, is embodying and being amazing, wonderful, magnetic, magnificent, like she was doing. But the even bigger component when it is a specific person is we have to change the story, change the meaning, change the thoughts, because your thoughts create, your thoughts push out, and your thoughts are the basis of everything. Your thought is the basis of it all, right? So like, think about wherever you're seated, or if you're driving and you're listening to this, whatever you're doing as you're listening to me talk about this, somehow, some way you had thoughts that led to you being where you are. Okay. Like, as an example, I currently have my office and I see clients and I work and I do my videos in our back house. So I, for years, right, which is really funny, for years thought, oh my gosh, it would just be the dream to be a hypnotherapist and be a coach and see people in a back house in the house that I live in. Okay. Now, what's really funny is when I moved in with my now husband, this back house was here and it didn't even really like align. I didn't figure it out until I decided it was time for me to move and work in the back house. But do you see how my thoughts led to that? Now, if I had been more diligent, like if I had cared more, or if it had meant more to me, then I could have thought, I'm working in a back house, I'm working in a back house, I'm moving into a house that has a back house, I'm working there, that is my house, etc. And it would have brought it to me closer, but it was never an urgent need. And it isn't even an urgent need now. I just that I like it. Okay. So everything is based on thought. People in your reality, wherever you put yourself, take yourself, wherever you go on your journey in life, it's all based upon your thought. It's based upon your thinking. It's based upon your thoughts that your reality hears is your decision. Okay. So like with this client, let's go into her story. She had a story of her husband was, and this is actually what I see a lot. So this is a good example. Her husband was disinterested in commitment with her at that point in their marriage. He didn't want to talk to her very much. He didn't like being around her. He wanted his alone time. He wasn't very forthcoming with his emotions. He didn't want to talk about things. He seemed kind of shut off, tuned out, like he wasn't really present in the relationship. He wasn't even present with their kids. He wasn't really around physically. And then when he was around, he wasn't really like present. Okay. Because they had, by this point, when we started coaching, they lived separately and they were in separate states. Okay. And I've had quite a few clients like this, you guys. So if you think this is you, I haven't yet done a success story on this particular client. Just saying. Okay. So all right. So I said, okay, so we got to change the story, and we have to change the story that he is, in this case, we did a lot of stories and changing logistically and systematically about who he was as a person, where their marriage was going, and what this whole thing meant. Right. So I also want to clear up, like, are you in your ego? I gotten asked this recently. Alexis, am I in my ego because I want to manifest for my specific person or my husband? Now, my answer is two parts. Number one, you are in your ego if you're thinking like a more of like a, how do I put this in words, you guys? You are in your ego if it's more like you want a surface level relationship. I'm so hot. Why doesn't he want me? He's so hot. Let's get together. And then that's what life is about. Okay. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you are manifesting, in my opinion, this is how I see this. If you're manifesting and you're creating and you're wanting deep connection, deep commitment, something that is for evolvement of you, evolvement of the person, evolvement of your life story, then I don't consider that ego-based. It's ego-based when we say surface level, right? Ego-based thinking is so-and-so isn't texting me, so-and-so isn't doing this. This is like very surface level stuff. That's how I, Alexis, interpret it. You can disagree with me, that's fine. But if you're really working on recreating yourself and recreating your relationship at a deeper level, for a deeper level of consciousness, deeper level of connection with your person, and this is your person, then no, you're not doing this out of ego. The ego will give meaning to things that are in a different way. You will know when you're operating out of your ego, if we look at it that way. If it's like just making a big deal out of small things, perhaps. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this, but to clear up this whole thing about manifesting for a specific person, is it ego-based? It can be. Yes, I've seen that a lot, but I've also seen most of my clients who really want that deep, enriching, loving, connected, imbalanced, harmonious, soulmate level connection with their person, whether that be a man or a woman or whoever they are. So if you're really creating and manifesting for that, like, where is that talking about the ego? It really isn't, because it's more of a deep within you, soul meant to be kind of thing that you're deciding that's what it is. Okay. So that's what this client was doing. She had realized that for years, she really had been creating and manifesting the version of her husband who was not present. His needs weren't met. He wasn't happy in the marriage. He wasn't happy in the relationship. He didn't feel seen. He didn't feel heard. Right. And so we tend to think like, I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard. But does that maybe come from your partner? Is your partner really the one in this kind of situation where, and I asked her, are his needs being met in the marriage? Do you think that if you look back and all the things he said to you, or has he ever said to you, my needs are met? Because we want to manifest that his needs are met, your needs are met, your needs are all met, both met completely and totally within the marriage capacity, and that you both, it isn't to say that your partner suffices all of your needs, or your partner is, the only person that you do everything with, but it's that you have that connection, that commitment, that beautiful love that we're creating on purpose. Because that's really where my idea as Alexis, the coach over here, where this work is just the best, because you're consciously creating something that is a deeper relationship, more connected. We're here for each other. All of our needs are met that we have within our marriage, within our relationship, right? And that it's getting better and better. Big thing too, it's getting better and better. Okay. So like now let's go to why can we create a specific person? Why is it possible? And how is this applied to everyone as you pushed out? So all of this is possible because your reality is an illusion. Your reality is molecular energy, and the reality outside of you isn't really real anyways. Yes, the reality that you're creating from within is where your true manifestation, your true creation place is. So everything that way comes from within you, and then it just so happens to happen and occur outside of you. But the reason this is all possible is because you create your reality. Yes, your thoughts create, and the thoughts that you think aren't separate from your person. The thoughts are being set to a person, your expectations of the relationship, and the meaning that you're giving it. It's all creating the relationship, and in this case, the marriage. Okay, so back to this client. What did she do? Right? So we went through the story, and I said, okay, so his needs aren't met. We've got to start thinking and really affirming and really setting him lots of thoughts that he's working on himself too, right? Because they were separately seeing therapists, and she was doing coaching with me, which is a great way to reconnect with someone, as long as we're affirming and thinking, they're working on themselves, I'm working on myself, we're coming together. You see, you guys, the thing is this, with the mental diet and with your affirmations and this whole thing, we're just trying to get you thinking thoughts on purpose that we are connected, we are working through this. This is bringing us closer. This is creating that ideal relationship that I wanted anyways. Because let's go to the other principle, that we manifest everything. And I'd like everyone to think that we manifest everything for the greatest learning, greatest evolvement. So if you have manifested separation with your specific person, a breakup, in this case, there was a physical distance, right? I really want you to ask yourself, did I create this because I too deserve and wanted a more connected, more loving relationship where my needs also not met? Because often if we're operating out of abandonment or rejection, that old story of self, of abandonment or rejection, is so loud and it's so here with us that we can't actually see like, oh, right, I created this because I too want something better. I created this because I want that deep, deep, loving, committed bond with my husband, wife, in this case, my boyfriend or girlfriend. I want that. So therefore, like, I created this whole thing so that I could recreate it. Okay. Because look at it that way, you guys. Like, let's try to get away from like, I create everything and then I did this and I created this and this is so bad. Let's say, no, like, I created this. This is for my learning, my change. This is how I grow. And that's why it's so amazing. Okay. So whether you're like this client and you're manifesting for a spouse who is estranged in your physical reality, or you're manifesting for a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a partner, or you're manifesting for a pet. I do this all the time with our dog. Okay. Everything in your reality is hearing thoughts, getting thoughts. You're sending thoughts to the people, places, and things in your reality all of the time. Like at one point, I wanted a glass water jar to have at my desk out here when I'm with clients. I started thinking about it. And then a week later, I found this jar that we already had that I had been using for pasta, but now it's for my water. And then look at this. I found the best top that was actually from a vegan mayo jar. Okay. And that fit on here. So it's like foolproof. Like it can't get rust, which was part of what I was thinking. Now see how specific this was. And then it created and manifested in my reality. So you're doing this, you guys, all the time. You're doing it whether you like it or not. You're doing it whether you're doing it, meaning you're thinking things, deciding things, giving things meaning, and either being empowered or being disempowered, understanding and owning what you want, or being the victim of circumstances. So like, this is the start of the week if you're watching this on a Monday. Let's get into a good vibe and a good feeling of I am creating things on purpose for me that are fun and enjoyable. I'm calling things into my reality with my thinking like I've always done. I'm just now doing it on purpose, and my specific person is no different. All right. So I hope that I've cleared up some confusion about the ego and how you're manifesting specific people, and that there is no separation between you and things. There is only separation in your physical reality. Within you within, there is no separation between you and them, whoever you're manifesting for, and whatever you're manifesting for, you're connected to it. You're sending it thoughts all the time. All right, you guys. So let's go out and make today awesome. Let's have a great start to the week. Be thinking things on purpose that are empowering and having a good time and having some fun. Don't forget to have fun and enjoy your life experience. Okay. And like I said, booking coaching with me in the description box below, and also booking hypnosis affirmation sessions, and all of my offerings and courses that are great for self-study, especially the one about manifesting marriage goes into a lot of the quantum the quantum aspects, the energetic reality, and aspects of that I get asked about a lot. Okay. All right, you guys, I'll see you in my next video. Have an awesome day. Bye.